What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Itachi's Impenetrable Defense. This is when he has like the Susanoo sort of wrapped around his body. So landscape page, use a pencil eraser, hit pause, we go too fast. We've got this big claw coming here, so the head is over on the right hand side. My page half down that way, Itachi's in this half, and the claw will be this side. So head's quite small, probably have to zoom in for you, right? So about here, zoom. Right, and then we'll start with his eyes. So quite big eyes, and he's got eyelashes. So curve, go up and across like so. There might be like a spike out the front. Right, we'll just get the general shape. A lot of his eyes go underneath his hair, but we'll draw them in fully. And if we need to erase, we can, which we probably will have to. And you can thicken the lines up as you go. Right, and then, so we're going to go, can't see his eyelashes on that side. We'll go down this way, right, spiking sort of down that way. Typical sort of Naruto shape on the eyes. And then we'll bring this one across the bottom. But for Itachi, I want to add some eyelashes, so I want to give him like this kind of thing. And I think he has some down here as well. One or two. Nothing major. Like so. Okay, and then his iris and pupil, so you just do circle coming down from the top eyelid, just in there, and then pupil in the middle. Depending on what sort of Sharingan you want to give him, of course, you can go Mangekyo or normal. Because we're so small, I think I'll go normal. So we'll go pupil in the middle, and then I'll go standard Sharingan out here. Of course, if you wanted to do a Mangekyo, you could. And then the normal Sharingan usually has another circle sort of coming around here. Coming around the pupil. Right? So, Itachi's eyebrow, he's frowning fairly heavy in this. So we'll go just here and take up, sort of back this way. Right, and you want his eyebrows to be darker at the front, kind of thicker at the front. And it gradually gets skinnier as it goes back. Okay. So frowning quite heavy. And then maybe an eyelid line or two just in here. Right. So we'll go over and do the other eye. So just over at this side, you're about eye width, right? So you could probably fit an eye. Sort of the white of his eye will fit sort of in between both of his eyes. Proportions for a human eye is an eye width, and then an eye width in the middle, and then another eye width. Roughly, anyway. Naruto tends to be in proportion. So you go up, and then across again, similar shape, as best we can, right? And there's normally a little spike at the front here. Right, you want it to be like roughly the same level. Doesn't have to be perfect, but roughly that and same size. Oops. And then we hook it down again, typical Naruto shape eye. And then bring it across the bottom here, square sort of, up into the tear duct. And then you can add your eyelashes. Now we'll put some down here as well. And then iris and pupil. So sort of circle coming down. Roughly trying to get them the same size. And then pupil in the middle. And then again, we'll go the two. There's three, but it's underneath his eyelid up there. The commas like that, and then they're joined by a little sort of light circle just going around that way. Right, so he's frowning real heavy again. So just coming down. So this frown in the center and then across the eye. And then you want it to be sort of thicker at the front again. Thicker black. And then maybe like some eyelid lines and stuff. So Itachi has those lines on his face, right? That sort of come down his cheek. Like so. And then we have a bit of a nose line here. And then some nostrils just lightly sort of drawn in like that. Right, so then just below that we got a mouth, and it's fairly straightforward the way they draw it. Just flat like that, and then to make him look sort of serious, it's kind of downturned at the edges. And then his bottom lip. And then chin. Right, so now you can check your proportions of things. The pupil to the nostril is about the same as nostril to chin. So your nostril is about halfway between his pupils and his chin. So here to here, see that? About the same as there to there. And then nostrils to the bottom lip, about the same as bottom lip to chin. Okay? That's a rough proportion of the human face. Right, and then we can go for the jaw. It goes underneath his hair, so we just kind of stop sort of halfway. Right, so about here. Don't go the whole way up. And this side as well. Okay. So hair comes down across his face, right? And his forehead sort of is up about this far. It's about the same size as his nose, say the nostril, say here, to like the top of his nose. That'll bring you to like where that V for his hairline starts, just there. Forehead's about the same size as your nose when the character is facing forward, right? So what we'll do is we'll have these spiking sort of hairlines here, right? And maybe like just some lines for his hair going that way. So then he has that long Uchiha hairstyle. Spikes down like that. And then another one beside that way. Maybe a couple of hair spikes down the bottom, and then it goes all the way around the top of his head. And so you got those long sort of fringe or bangs, as people call them. Three or four. And then it starts to just travel up this way around his head. Let me just smooth this up a bit. Okay, so he's reincarnated, so we've got like some cracks and things that just come across his face, right across the nose here, across his cheek and down and across his chin. Okay, you can do more than that or less. Maybe some texture lines just in his hair here. So then the neck, down from his jaw, not an overly wide neck. And then we have neck muscles just coming down this way. So then we have a collar that comes across his chest down here, around from sort of the back of his neck, meets in the middle there. And then he has a necklace on, so it has this sort of eye shape here with a circle in the middle. And then a rope or chain that goes around the back of the neck here. And it's just above his collarbones, so they go that way. So in this form, he has like a cloak on, but it's like red. So it's not like the normal Akatsuki cloak or anything like that. So we've got first a zipper sort of shape here, like a rectangle, and then two lines that come down from that. And then we have a grey part of the cloak here. So that's like a grey section. And then there's a red section that comes down from behind then. So it goes, kind of bumps a couple of times and then comes back in towards that zipper shape. And we can see a hand on this side, so you can't really see as much of the hoodie on this side because it meets his hand here. So we'll just add maybe a little section like that, right? Some fold lines and stuff. Because he's holding up like his hand, like a real sort of intimidating kind of shape there. Like he's about to grab you. Right, so we can just see like his body, armpit and shoulders and stuff just hanging down here. Loose baggy cloak, fold lines, and then his hands sort of floating up here. So I guess we got to do that and sort of attach it to his body then. We got like, we can see like some of his body. Let's say maybe here. And then the hand is like in here. So difficult to know, tricky like hand position, right? Not easy to draw hands. So take your time, hit pause a lot. So your hand always has this bumping thing, right, along the bottom. It's kind of like a W. So I'm going to place it like here, kind of on a diagonal, just kind of across from his chin a bit. So we'll go bumping up and bump again. Okay, so that's the base of the palm of his hand. So it's this way actually. Here, and his thumb comes up this side, and then the fingers turn around like that, kind of in a circular motion, right? So the thumb comes up a bit longer there, and then around for the knuckle on top. Then this will bump around here because it's facing us, so it's kind of foreshortened, so it looks a bit stubby. And then his thumbnail is on top. Foreshortening is something, is a term for something when something is like real close or it's pointing towards the foreground, and it makes it shorter looking, foreshortened. That thumb sort of skin that wraps around there. And then this curves around, your thumb joins your index. Right there on the same sort of line, okay? So this will go bumping, right? So curved sort of bumping lines. That way. And then it's foreshortened as well. So it's kind of like the thumb. So it'll go, the tip of the finger curves over like this. And this will go back around the top of that knuckle and then comes back down for the finger. There's like some skin folds and stuff on this, and a fingernail just there. Sometimes with fingernails you don't have to draw the whole thing in. It actually looks more realistic if there's gaps and stuff. So now those three other fingers that curl down this way. So we'll go up for a knuckle here. So they're kind of split here, going in opposite directions. Right, and then this comes down to a knuckle. And then comes down for the tip of the finger. Tip of the finger will curve around this way. And you have a skin fold. And another where it joins the hand. And you want to attach that to the hand then there. Just that webbing in between the fingers. And then we'll add like just a light sort of line for a fingernail there. So we have to do this twice more. And we want to like have this sort of curved pattern, right? So he's doing this kind of thing, right? So these three will curve down that way. Down there. Down again. Fingernail. Tip of the finger. Skin folds on the bottom of the finger. And then we'll add just a light suggestion of a fingernail. And then the next is little finger. Coming around like so. And then like some palm lines just coming across the hand here. Now, so it's kind of just floating there, right? So we want to draw his wrist and things. So his wrist and forearm goes down that way. And it disappears into his cloak sleeve, which hangs down here. That's quite long. And then a wrist bone, sort of, or two there. So we want to go for the long cloak, which conceals his elbow. So it kind of comes this way. Right. And then it'll bump around these sort of folding cloak lines and go back towards the shoulder up here, but it disappears behind his hand, so you can't really see everything. You can just see like fabric folds going that way. And then his armpit lines, just like here, the cloak will join his jacket just kind of there. And that's it, that's Itachi. So that's how to draw him. If you reincarnated version, if you don't want to do the Susanoo part, you could just stop there. but I'm not going to stop, obviously. So this Susano shield type thing. So he's got the ribs that come over the body, and it's kind of like glowing orange. And then he has big mechanical claws, which are kind of on top of the ribs then. So we'll do the claws first. So the claw goes up this way. So it's basically like this hand, kind of again, but just without the thumb. So we can just see like 3 fingers coming down here, okay? They're a bit tricky because they have nuts and bolts in them. But I'll simplify it. We'll go for our shape first, right? So this comes up. This is like, say, this finger, right? And then this will go like across the top here. And then it kind of curves down that way for the top of the knuckle. And then we have a kind of a bump out. And then a big sharp claw there. So this spikes back and around like this. There's all details in these, so we'll come back to it, right? We'll just get the shapes in first. So that's one finger. Then the next one comes out this way. So same sort of shape for that knuckle. These little bumps are like where the nuts and bolts are. And then this keeps going down here. Probably fit 2 and a bit fingers maybe. So this will go around again. And then a big spiking nail comes across his body as well and over the ribs. But it's kind of see-through energy chakra stuff. And then this bumps around for that nuts and bolts section. And then we go back and then another wee little bump there. And then we can just see the start of another finger down here, going that way. Right? Now, inside, underneath these lads, these fingers, we have ribs that come around Itachi, right? So, say here, coming from behind his body, right? Coming behind his hand, this way. Kind of goes down here, down behind this finger, and then out, across here, up, and then back across this way. And then there's another one here. Right, again, kind of see-through energy, sort of glowing stuff, right? Another line for the edge there. And then this goes out behind. This will go off my page. There. And then this rib goes that way. And I think we can see a bit of his thumb. And then this comes back in. Down that way. Here, obviously these come out around like this. If you have more room, you could just copy this shape out here if you wanted. Okay, so there, those ribs, 1, 2, and they go the whole way down his body, obviously. And then, like, we can see some more, like, orange down behind his body this way. There. And then we can see another orange line there. So, details on the fingers, right? So let's go for it. So we'll go around here. down, cross, up, around, like that. Again, all the fingers seem to have this. There's another little detail line there. And then there's details on this. And then like these little skinny bolts on the side of the finger. Some light sort of lines like that. So it makes everything look kind of a bit 3D. And then a bit of a bolt here. There's like some more sort of finger lines in here. And then this curves around that way, and then a bolt inside, and then details on that bolt. Do. It's kind of little bumps and stuff on them like that. Right, and then down here, then a bolt inside that way. And then it's sort of orange. I think that's it. Yeah. I think I got everything. Itachi's Impenetrable Defense. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.